So, welcome back to the channel. Now, listen, have you guys and girls got an analog chronograph diver's watch and looked at it and thought, you know what, I reckon this thing can do more than tell the time? Well, stick around and I'll show you exactly the sort of things you can do other than tell the time on a normal watch. Well, come on then, average bloke, get on with it. All right, hang on though. Let me go and find a peaceful spot and we'll get into this. Right, having found a quiet spot, let's get into how one of these, an analog chronograph diver's watch, is almost like one of these, a Swiss Army knife in the watch world. Stick around and we'll go into the basics such as a chronograph, stopwatch, countdown, and then we'll go into some of the more advanced features that you can do, sneaky beaky style, such as GMT, or even use it as a basic compass. So come on, average bloke, tell us more. Rightio, let's start with the easiest then. So that's the chronograph. Just a fancy word for stopwatch. Not just for runners, you can use it for cooking, timing your commute, or if you're like me, seeing how long it takes to open a stubborn jar. Typically on most chronograph watches, there's a stop and a start button, and usually the stop button is also your lap button. On this particular watch there's all kinds of different dials, but key things are when you start it with this button here, the seconds will start to go round. Once it reaches a minute, then this dial here indicates the minutes, usually goes up to I think 30, which this one does, and then before the minutes you get tenths of the second, which is here. So really simple. You have a start button, and as you can see, starts it. You have a lap button, this one here, and that pauses a lap. So this particular exercise we've done was 7 seconds or so. Press the lap button again, passes it straight back to where it was originally counting, in this case a region around 15 seconds, and then quite simply stop it, and to reset, as easy as that. So how do we use this as a countdown timer as well then, average bloke? Really easy. This bezel on a diver's watch rotates. There's reasons for that. It's to do with countdown. But as a scenario, if you have children that play football, like what I do, I like to use this so I know indicatively how long each half has got to go. Really simple to do. So let's pretend they've kicked off. Just rotate your bezel onto the minutes hand in this particular case. Each half is worth 40 to 45 minutes depending on their age group. So when the minutes hand then just simply goes round to either the 40 or the 45 minutes, that's your first half. That's your countdown. 5-minute egg timer. Again, let's just pretend it was kicked off boiling an egg at about 5 to. There we go, 5 minutes. Oh, time to get my eggs out. Simple. Likewise, you can do a countdown for hours, not just minutes. Instead of doing and changing the bezel for the minutes hand here, just put it on the hours. Simple as that. So if we put it around on the hour hand, roughly there of course, the first indication there of the 5 is actually 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hours. Simple as that. Right, now we're getting into the slightly more old school advanced features of an analog watch, to be brutally honest. So the compass function, it's not GPS, but you can use the sun and your hand to find north. Proper old school. Let's do that now. Right, to find the north-south divide, what you have to do is you have to line up the hour hand towards the sun, and then the dissection, I think it's called, which is a posh word rather, for a diagonal line, rather, get it right, average bloke, between where the hour hand is pointing and the 12 o'clock mark. That's your north-south divide. And obviously if you know where north is and south is, you know where east and west is, right? Really simple to do. Can give you a rough indication of a bearing that you want to walk on. Let's get into that now. All right then, so let's find that north-south divide then. Really, really straightforward. All you need to do is, like I said earlier, point the hour hand directly at the sun. Obviously, don't look at the sun, you go blind. So we just point the hour hand roughly at the sun, which is about there, give or take. And then all you need to do, and I think they call it a dissection, but basically it's a line in between the hour hand that you're pointing at the sun and the 12 o'clock marker on your watch. Now this can be done with any analog watch. So you cut it in half, that dissection. So we're looking, let me just take it down so I get it roughly about right. We're looking, I would argue, about actually where the minute hand is, give or take. Now if I were to just move that, actually the sun is there, so it's more like that. That is the north-south divide. Now north is actually pointing behind me and south is always towards maybe the 12 o'clock mark in the northern hemisphere in the UK and Europe. Below the equator, southern hemisphere, it's obviously the other way around. So again, point your hour hand at the sun, which is there today, then dissect, put a line in between of where the hour hand and the 12 o'clock mark, and that is your north-south divide. North that way, south that way. And to prove average bloke isn't lying, I've brought a compass just to show that. Have a look. So here you go then. There's the compass. As you can see, north, whoa, that's because my knife, magnetic. So north is pointing whoop, behind and south pointing that way. Let's just flip to the watch and the dissection and you'll find it's exactly the same. So pointing at the sun, the dissection is roughly about there, and north is closer to where my fingers are and south is away from my fingers. And if we just track back, you can see it's roughly accurate. So how do you use your diver's chronograph watch as a very basic, simple GMT watch? Well, it's really easy. In the same way that we used the bezel as almost a countdown timer, you can use the same type of functionality to calculate time in a different time zone rather. Really, really simple. All you need to do, let's take an example. You know that a country is arguably 3 hours ahead. All you do is you move your 12 o'clock indicator, whatever it is, onto the hour hand, which actually now is roughly about 2 o'clock for the time I'm filming this. And then all you do is you count each one of these 5 markers is an hour. So 1, 2, 3. So there we go. 3 hours ahead, it would be 5 past, correctamundo. I know that's basic maths, but if you wanted it as a quick win, you could do that. Similarly, if you want to work out hours behind, you then, I don't know, let's do 5 hours behind. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 5s are 25. And you put that 25 position on your hour hand, and then you read off to the kind of 12 o'clock 0 indicator, whatever this is called on a bezel, and that is your time. So 5 hours behind rather, it would be 10 past 9 in the morning. It really is as simple as that. So there you go, a multi-purpose tool, all in one, pretty much. One of these. Like I said, chronograph, stopwatch. You've also got a countdown timer with a bezel, both on minutes and hours. A compass capability, which you can do on any analog watch, to be fair, and also a GMT capability, all wrapped into a watch similar to this. I hope you've really enjoyed this fun but informative video from Average Bloke. If you haven't subscribed, why on earth not? I'd like you to please take the time and effort to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and it helps me understand the sort of videos that you guys and girls would like to see. Okay, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed it again. Please take care of yourselves, enjoy the weather whilst it's out, and I look forward to seeing you again on this channel for the next videos that come out. All right, take care.